To the ETF Inspector. It's Tuesday, May 13th, 9 o'clock at night. And in this video, we will be going over the YieldMax funds for covering AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Google, Microsoft, and Netflix. If you're not familiar with these, they are option income strategy funds. So they don't actually hold any shares in the individual. Each one is just an individual. It doesn't do multiple stocks the way ALTI does. So each one is specialized. I kind of like that, right? Because then that fund manager can specifically really study and get to know one stock and the way it likes to move, and then move from there, specializing in their trading. Right, so we've got a collection, a handful of them. I'd call them the second most popular ones. If you don't follow Retire on Dividends, you should. So he covers the most common ones, the ones that have the most money in them, that have the most attention, and he does a great job doing it too. So I am picking up the next level ones, all the ones that are over $100 million, but obviously well under $1 billion. So before we get into the charts, we can just take a look at how things did today. Advanced Micro Devices went up by over 4%. The YieldMax fund went up by roughly 3% following it. Amazon up by 1.3%. The YieldMax fund 0.8%. Apple up 1%. The YieldMax fund almost matching it, nearly collecting all the gain. Meta up 2.6, FBY up 1.7, Google or Alphabet up 0.68, and again the YieldMax fund almost keeping up with it, 0.58. Microsoft was down 0.03%, and MSFO down 0.14. Netflix was up a little over 2.5%, and the YieldMax fund actually beat it 3.18%. So that's real nice. All right, as we can see, actually we will, So only a couple of the funds had trades that we're covering, right? And they will be FBY and AMDY. None of the other funds that we cover in this video had any trades today, and we appreciate that because it was a crazy trading day for my ALTI video. All right, so let's take a look at the charts. We'll start with AMDY. Let's look at the trades first so we don't waste a lot of time talking about things that don't matter anymore. So they closed out their May 16th call spread, 6,600 contracts at 106 with the purchase at 112, and they opened new ones at 115 was the sold call, and 118 is the bought call or the insurance policy. So they ended up losing $2.5 million today trading, having to move up. That's because the stock market went crazy today and everything blew through the sold calls. So AMDY is a Group C fund. They most recently had declaration on the 30th of April, and they will be declaring again in 15 days on the 28th of May. We already talked about how the stock did today. They have a synthetic at 110. So with the stock price going to 112, you can you can see they're about 2% to the good, right? But for some reason the puts are still more valuable than the calls, even though the call's in the money. But that'll change soon. And then these were what we talked about. So they closed out the 106, 112. These two go together. All right, and they replaced them, what'd we say, with a 115, 118. All right, so that'll end up being 2 to 3% out of the money. All right, the fund holds about $136 million and has a little over 18 million shares. AMZY, like we said, didn't have any trades today, so we can just talk real quick. It's Group D. They just declared on May 7th last week, paid a real nice dividend, and the next one's not till June. Stock price at $2.11, AMZY at $16.13. Their synthetics at $185, so that's already worth lots of money. $31 million of synthetic value on that one, with lots of time to go. Right, we don't talk about all these treasuries; they barely move. And they have a 212.50 call, and a that they sold, and a 220 buy on the other side of that spread. So that's just out of the money. They're going to need Amazon to sit pretty flat or go down a little bit so they can stop sweating that one out. But it's about a $250 million fund with 15 million, almost 16 million shares. And these values don't update until the next day. So these values will change. That'll change the net asset. So the NAV will always be a day behind on the fund price. It's not really that far off. Okay, APLY again didn't have any trades. So we've got APLY and Apple and Amazon are sitting at almost the exact same price. All right, they have a June 20th synthetic, 5,470 contracts on that. It's currently worth just under $1 million. Another one they just paid last week, so you got almost 4 weeks till your next time we're talking about that. And they similarly have a 212.50 and a 217.50 as their call prices. Their 212.50 is just in the money, as you can see. So they're looking for Apple to come down a little bit, or at least stay flat. All right, I think I already said that. 8 million shares, $113 million value. FBY covers Meta. I highlighted these since it could get a little bit confusing reading through these. So they closed out their synthetic. That's what this was. So 2,600 contracts. They closed them out they were at 585, and as you can see, Meta closed at 656. So they made $19 million on that, but it's going to cost some money to open the new synthetic. It's out till July 18th at 660. So you can see they, what's that, about $1.3 million loss on that to open the new one, but that goes against the $19 million gain. So they're doing great. They closed out their 620 calls and sold new at 675. So that's the new price. So they actually closed out their 620, their 612.50, and their 645, but they opened all 675. So that'll make this easier to follow. And then same thing, they opened the same, they bought the same call as the other side of their spread or their insurance policy, 690, 690, and 690. So they were just going to be tracking 2,600 contracts with a sale at 675 and a purchase at 690. They made almost $14.8 million on trades today. So that will definitely help going towards your next distribution. Their Group B fund last declared on 4/23, and the next one is 5/21, so that'll be next Wednesday. All right, and like we said, they closed out basically everything here, so nothing on this page is even worth looking at or talking about anymore. There's 9.6 million shares with a net asset value around 158. Like I said, this doesn't update till the next day. And again, they did close these out, and they had even more synthetic value. So that's all we need to talk about for them. GOOY covers Alphabet or Google. No trades today. So we can just quickly talk about, they are Group A. They declare tomorrow. Today's the 13th. They'll declare tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be talking about what the distribution is going to be if you own the ETF GOOY. Google's sitting at 159.50. They have a July 18th 160 synthetic, 6,800 plus contracts. It's just about even. So there's a lot of time for that to make money. But if you watch the video that Retire on Dividends made with the ETF fund managers for YieldMax, they're not concerned with this at all. It's just a placekeeper because they don't actually own the shares of the actual underlying stock within the fund. All right, and we have most of it of the calls are sold at 162.50 with a smaller amount at 157.50. So the smaller amount are in the money and going to cost money to close if things don't come back down, but the larger amount is still sitting pretty. Microsoft also did not have any trades. Their Group C declared on 4/30. Next declaration is at the end of this month, 15 days away. Microsoft is sitting at $449. Their synthetic is $435 for July 18th. So that's already making money. It's valuable. It's worth $4.5 million. Their calls are kind of split between a 442 and a 457.50. So the 442s are in the money, meaning that they're going to cost a pretty penny to close out. 457.50s are still looking good for the time being, but not by much. 1.86%. That's not nearly enough. So we'll see how they handle this. If they end up rolling them at some point, or if they take the risk and hope for things to stay flat or come back down. But the way the trade talk's been going, the stock market's been crazy. Okay, last one, Netflix. Again, NFLY, 2 days in a row, no trades. So NFLY's a Group C. They won't be declaring again until the end of the month. Netflix closed at 11/38/44. They have a July 18th synthetic for 11.40, so we're real close to that. But again, another one where the puts seem to be, well, it's really only, that's nuts that there's that much of a difference. Well, yeah, so the puts being less than $2 away from the current price are going a whole lot more for expensive for puts than they are for calls. So the sentiment is more that it's going down than going up. But 11.70 and 11.75, not really evenly split, but are the calls that are sold. We're still looking good. It's 11.38. They're 2.7 and 3.2% out of the money. It's a $131 million fund with 7.5 million shares outstanding. Okay, that's all we got to talk about today for these individual funds. Dad joke of the day. Got to come up with two now. Why was the whale blushing? Because it saw the ocean's bottom. Got a real good eye roll from when I told my daughter that one. So thank you. Have a good night. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. If you know anybody that has these funds, trades these funds, interested in them, please let them know. I'll be providing coverage on them. And if you're interested in AMDY, you can go check out the video I just made on that. Thank you. Talk to you tomorrow.